The big fight starts soon. In a space of about 8 weeks, the big guns will be out. Derek Chisora against Vitaly Klitschko for the WBC heavyweight title. Ricky Burns defending his lightweight WBO title against former champion Paulus Moses. George Groves against Kenny Anderson at Wembley on March 16th. What a night that will be. The undercard's absolutely fantastic, and I'm not hyping it. Trust me, go and look at it. It's a brilliant undercard, and that is the top of the bill. It'll have to be kept apart because they really don't like each other. Anderson wouldn't do a head-to-head the other week. Wouldn't do it. Said, Steve, I can't do a head-to-head with him. I'll meet him in the car park. And he wasn't joking. He was furious. Anyway, Tyson Fury will be back. Kell Brook will fight Matthew Hatton. Carl Froch will be back, and Nathan cleverly defends his WBO light heavyweight title against American Tommy Carpensi. That's in Cardiff on Feb 25th. It's a homecoming. A step before the leap into some serious and difficult fights later this year. Nathan was in town today, as we call it, at the Peacock Gym in Canning Town, one of my favourite retreats, and I caught up with him, and I started by asking him about his busy year.
Hopefully a busy year. We're getting close to fight night now. We're 3 weeks out. February 25th, my homecoming fight. Looking forward to it, all on track. Hopefully no slip-ups for this fight, and we can move on and look for a big fight in the summer.
And all those names still out there, the Hopkins names, Tavoris, Cloud, Chad Dawson, all those names still on your radar, still being talked about?
Yeah, still on my radar. They're the type of fights that you want to be involved in. Obviously I've got to work my way towards them, but I'm getting there. Provided I keep winning, it won't be too long before we can look at those guys.
You're looking for a bit more recognition now, a bit more respect, possibly.
Sometimes, you get a few people who still have their doubts. A few boxing writers have still got their doubts. There's a lot who are backing me and
Sure.
have fans for me to go all the way. But you're obviously going to get your doubters. But that's no problem. You just got to stick to your game plan and whatever you've planned out, and just do the best you can, really.
It seems that with a homecoming fight, Carpensi is a perfectly good opponent for a homecoming fight. But it's just that it just seems that everybody wants more now. Everybody wants showdowns every time.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on that?
After the Bellew fight, obviously it was such a good build-up for that fight. A lot of hype around the fight, good publicity. So people expected that then for the homecoming fight, but in the real world it's a 5,000 capacity arena, and there's no scope or no big financial means to bring in a bigger named opponent, so we was limited.
But would you be looking for a bigger name after this?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's the plan. The plan was just to get a nice homecoming fight, and then in the summer we're looking for one of the big names, then one of the elite names in the division.
And if you had to, would you travel Germany, America, if the money was right, if things added up?
Yeah, that's never been an issue with me. I'd be prepared to travel if it made big business sense as well. But I've been on the road now for my last 10 fights, and I've quite enjoyed it. So it's something that I quite enjoy, really.
Do you think that perhaps it's in an odd kind of way, the way business was years ago, it's a lot harder now? Like Joe could have homecomings no problem every third fight, and Ricky Hatton could have homecomings every 3 or 4 fights. Do you think that, say, perhaps the modern champions, you and Burns, are being put under a lot of pressure?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely changed. It's definitely harder now. It's no doubt with the current climate as well, with the country, and whether that's had an impact on sport, and obviously with the boxing public, they seem to demand more harder fights now. So it's gone are the days where you had 15 or 10 or 15 easy defences of the world title. It's changed now.
They want bigger fights straight away.
They want bigger fights. It's definitely stepped up a level. I think the standard's increasing, and it's getting harder.
It is getting harder. Now, Carl Froch said some things in the week. He seemed to think that you and him would be a boring fight.
I can't understand that. I think it'd be the total opposite.
So do I. To be honest, I would say that. But
I think it would be the total opposite. So I'm not sure what angle he's coming from there, but I'm sure that would be a cracker.
If you had in your ideal world, if you could gaze in a crystal ball and money was no option, and so no obstacle, who would you fight? No. In the summer, this is.
In the summer, a big fight, outdoor arena, potential stadium filler. I think there's one of three. I think Trevorrow's Cloud. I think if it was one name that realistically stood out, where the match could be made, I think it'd be Trevorrow's Cloud. He's a very good American fighter, undefeated, big puncher, vicious type of fighter, hungry. I think that would be a great fight.
And just finally, Jürgen Bremer seems to have got himself sorted out. He's coming back. What about thoughts of fighting Jürgen? Because that was on and off for about 10 times. That'd be fun.
That would be good, yeah. Hopefully he could be made a mandatory challenger. And then the fight would have to be made. But I'd like that fight, yeah, definitely. It's obviously one that was meant to happen a long time ago. But, yeah, that's one I would like.
That is one he would like. That's Nathan Cleverly talking to me a bit earlier. I got an email